Cursed Mode, a brand new game mode released alongside BO7. For modern fans, it's just another extra game mode to mess around with, but for us classic fans, this was hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, classic zombies could finally return in the modern era we live in. But for everyone watching this video, expecting classics modes to truly be back, I'm here to break the news. Cursed Mode is not classics mode. Or is it? Before we go any deeper, I want to make something very clear. Whether Cursed Mode is or isn't what you expected, whether it is or isn't Classic Mode, an extra game mode is never a bad thing when it's done correctly. So even if in this video I sound harsh, this is a positive addition to the game. We're getting new ways to play, more reasons to jump back in, and that is awesome. Ah, classic zombies. It was a time where the games were atmospheric, difficult, unique. It's a time where the community was the most active. And for many of us, we wish we could go back to those times. So when the news dropped that BO7 would launch with a new game mode, called Cursed Mode, people got excited. You see, during BO6's lifecycle, rumours kept swirling around about a classic style mode being worked on behind the scenes, something that would bring the classic fans back. And while we didn't get it for BO6, it was shortly announced to release in BO7. And after all that waiting, after all the speculation, YouTubers, news articles, Reddit posts, all talking about this new classics mode, with leaks talking about this mode having no minimap, full perk limit, no exfil, classic point system starting with a pistol, and no armor. And after years of feeling ignored, fans finally felt like classic zombies might be making its return to zombies. With BO7 released, we finally have it. And yeah, it's definitely not what I was expecting. But first, how do we even play Cursed Mode? You see, originally the mode was supposed to be unlocked after you personally complete the Easter egg, but then they decided to change that. Now, if anyone completes the main Easter egg, everyone gets access to it. Great, right? Well, kinda. Because while you can play the mode without doing the Easter egg, you cannot start to unlock relics unless you yourself beat the Easter egg. Meaning you basically get a trial version of the mode until you go and complete the Easter egg yourself. This is a big problem, because the issue I have with this is if I already have to unlock the relics in Cursed Mode to play Cursed Mode as intended, but I already have Cursed Mode unlocked because someone already did the Easter egg before me, why not just have it so that you can unlock relics from the get-go as well? If relics are required for the actual intended experience, then the game should make that clear that they need to complete the Easter egg. Imagine buying BO7 specifically for Cursed Mode, maybe because you heard it feels like classic zombies, and then realizing you need to do all these tedious steps and an Easter egg you might not even want to do just to access the real version. And imagine it's your first time playing zombies, or just don't like doing the Easter eggs in general, and you see Cursed Mode and you want to give it a try. So you hop straight in as it is unlocked, and you get to round 20 to start unlocking your very first relic. But hey, that's weird. Why isn't it showing up? You do everything correctly. So you try a different relic to have the same look, only to then see a post or a video talking about you needing to do something you don't want to do to play a completely different mode that you already have access to play anyway. It's got to be frustrating. Treyarch, Activision, come on dude, if you're going to give us the mode from the start, give us the full mode from the start. So now that we know how to actually play the mode, let's talk about how it works. Relics change the game depending on what you equip. One relic might remove ammo crates, another removes drops. Some limit perks. This creates a level of replayability we honestly haven't seen since BO4 custom mutations. Right now there are 9 relics, but with each new map we could get some more. Even just 3 per map would give us around 21 relics at the end of BO7, and if we do some simple maps, we get 2,097,152 unique games that could be made from this many relics alone, which is incredible. So if we get really fun and unique game-changing relics, this could be one hell of a game mode. It honestly feels somewhat like custom mutations from BO4 in that sense, as in that game we could also change the game's rules and make it harder or easier, while here we can only make it harder for us. And I can't wait to see what combinations will be made by the community, as every game going forward can now have increasing levels of difficulty depending on the relics active, and with each relic equipped, you get stronger rewards. 3 relics equipped unlocks you golden armor, 6 relics unlocks you PAP tier 4, and finally 9 relics unlocks ultra rarity. And that, with BO7 Zombies health cap, would make these upgrades to your game feel rewarding, as you could actually see difference when playing, as you can kill zombies a lot faster. Some relics even bring back classic mechanics: no ammo crates, no augments, only 4 perks, and no self revives. And while it isn't classic zombies, it does give us a small snippet of what used to be classics. Personally, my favourite relics probably have to be the 4 perk one and the every round the player weapons will swap, as it sounds like Disorderly Combat Gun from BO3, but it's its own rule set. And the 4 perks one is interesting, as except for Jug, which is a must if you want to survive, but for the other 3, it's going to be interesting to see which ones you go for, as most of them are good and needed. Only problem I see with this is it might force people to down themselves or something when it comes to doing the Easter egg, as you do need Melee Macchiato and Wisp Tea to do some of the parts of the Easter egg. Honestly, I can't wait to see what new interesting relics we will be getting with the up and coming maps, and seeing how drastically they change the game. Now, something I'm kind of on the fence about is about how relics are actually unlocked. They're not hard to find, but it is extra work, and some players won't bother if they have to jump through hoops just to enjoy the mode at its fullest. Personally, I like the idea of hunting them down. I think it's what we classic players actually enjoy doing, finding little things around the map and wondering what to do next. I would even go as far as to say that maybe they are too easy to complete, with some relic steps just being reach around 40 and use a jump pad with a double ghast, or reach around 20 and shoot 3 pads using a gun. I think maybe with the future relics, make the relics a bit better and then make the ways of obtaining them more entertaining. Plus, we're also getting relics on survival maps too, which adds even more challenge since those maps are already limiting. Now for the negatives. Before collecting relics, everyone's first game plays the exact same. So you're probably wondering, what classic mechanics did they bring back? The old 3-hit system, the old elite spawn behavior, no rarity, no armor, old movement, no super sprinters? There's honestly a long list that they could have brought back. So what did we actually get? The old point system. And that's basically it. If I showed you 2 gameplay clips side by side and told you to ignore the points, you wouldn't be able to tell which one is curse mode, because neither can I. Yes, they removed some HUD elements, we could already do that. Yes, they made us spawn in with a pistol, we could already do that. Look, it's not that I don't think forcibly removing a lot of these is a bad idea and helps with players who can't make that decision to turn the HUD off for themselves, but those players aren't really the players curse mode was made for. It's for us who refuse to use loadouts and turn off HUD elements even before BO7 released. Us who chase that classic feel. And I mean, they could have at least given us a special HUD for players who only play curse mode, as a little nod to us classic fans. And then, they just made everything more expensive? I guess as an attempt to balance the old point system? But honestly, it feels lazy. The old point system wasn't really balanced. People forget that. You could easily get full setups by round 15. The reason it felt good was because in the old games, had systems around it that made it make sense and it had massive trade-off. It rewarded slow and thoughtful gameplay, where if you started maximizing the amount of points early, you could get everything early. But if you were fast in killing zombies and not focusing too much on the points, you wouldn't really get everything until a few rounds later. But just doubling the prices doesn't fix anything. It feels like they just slapped in the old point system to bait classic fans. I should be rewarded to take time in fully optimizing the point system. But with the way they made it, it feels no different from the current system. I get the same PAP level at the same round. Another negative about the mode is it's highly dependent on the relics themselves. You see, in a perfect world, all the relics released for this mode would be amazing and fit well, and be difficult without being annoying. Is that the case? No, not really. If we just take a look at a few relics, a lot of them are a little bit dumb and thrown in there. For example, the round delay decrease. This really doesn't affect the game as much as you would think. You're already probably holding a zombie at the end of the round to do things. Mimics have infiltrated the map. Well, this is actually somewhat useful for early game, as each kill you get 250 points. Make them a good way to gain points and explore the map earlier. But after a certain point, they aren't hard to kill, they're just annoying when you actually walk over one. And enemy health regens, realistically, if you do so little damage, this could be an issue. With most guns, at round 51, after being triple papped and maxed out on rarity, we'll find no trouble in killing zombies. Plus, I can already see this relic being used to point farm on early rounds without actually killing the zombies. Maybe even reaching a super early round setup. Honestly, this just feels like me being nitpicky, but it does show that we really do need for good relics when new ones release for this mode to really shine. And I do hope they take time in picking them out and have them change the game a lot more than just some enable disable relics like augments, ammo crates, power-ups, self-res, mimics, and give us more of those disorderly combat type relics. So, is this the return of classic zombies? No, of course not. and it never really was going to be. There's just too many gameplay mechanics that make the classic feel like classics that in the modern era we can't have. But here's the thing, even if Treyarch never explicitly said, this is classics mode, the way they were selling it to us absolutely made it look like it was meant for classic fans. And modern fans use the argument, they never said it was classic mode. Come on, who is this mode really for? So not modern fans, they find classics boring and have no problem playing the current zombies mode. This mode was clearly meant to pull classic fans back in with the promise of something familiar. So when I played the mode with no relics, realised it wasn't classic at all, I was disappointed. And while some relics do bring back classic-like mechanics, overall, it still feels like we were misled. But then again, this video is just my first impression. I don't want to do a deep dive until all relics are fully released. But in its current state, it feels like we were oversold the idea of classic experience, and the execution isn't really lining up with how it was teased. So is Curse Mode Classics mode? No. Is it what I expected? Not really. Some relics are more annoying than challenging. But is it a great addition to the game? Absolutely. It adds replayability, challenge, and it has a lot of potential. And if the future relics continue improving the experience, we could see some insanely cool community challenges and gameplay variations. Curse Mode has potential, it just isn't classic zombies, at least not yet. If you've enjoyed the video, why not click that like button and leave a comment on your thoughts about Curse Mode. And of course, smash that subscribe button and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!